The president has just written on Truth Social that Mike Waltz is going to become the new U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
Well, there you go.
No longer the National Security
Fabulous.
Advisor. And in addition to that, he says that in the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as National Security Advisor while continuing his strong leadership at the State Department. Do you know how long he's going to be serving in both roles?
Yes, ma'am.
Would the secretary consider a request from the president to replace Mike Waltz temporarily or in another fashion, if that is something that the president thinks would be good for the country? Is that something that the secretary would consider?
I'm not going to jump ahead of thinking what the secretary might say or do in any context. What we do know is that the president is, in fact, the one who is running this country. It is his leadership and vision that has set the tone and the trajectory and the policy. He has put together a cabinet that understands and operates within a commitment to the nature of the president's vision. And we do know, of course, within all aspects of this, especially with foreign policy, there has been tremendous success in our foreign policy, and of course it continues. And that is a dynamic that's not going to change, but is a result of President Trump's vision and his day-to-day work in making the situation possible and functional. And of course, I would say certainly with what we've done in 100 days with getting people to the table, the nature of what is happening with the Houthis, the fact that Iran is at the table. It is a tremendously successful foreign policy, and whatever the president decides, it will be successful.
Tammy,
All right, now, so we've got a lot of activity down here in the first row.
Something that's just come out from the president.
Yeah.
So
All right, great, terrific.
the president has just written on Truth Social that Mike Waltz is going to become the new U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
Well, there you
No
go.
longer the National Security Advisor.
Fabulous.
And in addition to that, he says that in the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as National Security Advisor while continuing his strong leadership at the State Department. Do you know how long he's going to be serving in both roles?
It is clear that I just heard this from you. This is the magic. Well, I have some insights as to the potential of certain things that might happen. But when the president, and this of course is all presidential decisions, right? So I'm with the State Department. It is, as I think would be clear to all of you, you don't want to get ahead of your skis in drawing conclusions or speculating about what may occur. And you can have a general sense of what's possible, and then you see that manifest usually. But I think the one thing I've learned is that things don't happen until the president says they're going to happen. So the fact that is, which was obviously Truth Social. Yeah, so that is the miracle of modern technology and the social media. So that is an exciting moment here. I think that, as I know Secretary Rubio, this is a man who, as I think you all know, has worn several hats from day one in managing the nature of what's happened here at the State Department, at USAID. He's someone who is well known by the president. The president makes perfect assessments about who would implement his agenda. And in this case, he's chosen certainly the secretary and Mr. Waltz to facilitate his agenda moving forward. Not entirely surprising, I have to say, and good news for the American people.
You said you had some insights that this might happen. Could you just elaborate on that a little bit?
No, I can't. But thanks for asking.
Do you have any, how from the insights that you do have, knowing the secretary
Sure.
and knowing this building, how do you see this working, and what advantages do you see with Secretary Rubio's experience in this new role?
Well, and also his experience certainly in the Senate for so long. He knows everyone in the city. He knows how the city and how the departments, how the government works. He has a great connection, certainly as a senator, with his constituents here in this building, with the people who work in this building, and with the American people now as they get to know him. So his experience also, really, we've seen him be at the White House several times a week. His close working relationship day to day with the president happens for a reason, because they work well together. They clearly have been in an environment where they've gotten to know each other very well. And we've seen the secretary operate we have to admit, these last 100 days, it's like hanging on to a freaking bullet train. I mean, it is a fast dynamic with people who have a journey that is set with a goal that has been determined, and it's staffed with men and women who understand what the agenda is and how to get it done. Now, this is obviously the president knows everybody in his cabinet, and all those cabinet members have staffs, and every department has people that he gets to know and that make a difference in how the departments work. So when we think about how is Secretary Rubio going to do this, well, it's like, how does President Trump run the United States? You have people around you. It's not just you, right? These aren't single individuals working every day and you pulling the levers. It's about managing people. It's about assigning people to the right roles, as the president has just done. And if anybody can do it, certainly with the secretaries, I've gotten to know him, it will be Marco Rubio.
So, Tammy, can we?
All right, now, were you finished in the sense of?
When you get to this, I did want to ask you about the houthis, because Secretary Hegseth had a very sharply
He did. So
worded
let's do this. Are you
warning.
going to continue on this line?
No,
We're
no,
going to move on. All right. So we're going. Well, we've done 3 and 4, and I know. Look, this is and you are going to be all writing stories. I'm going to be fascinated to read. But I think that's pretty much as I can say about the nature of what's going to happen from this point forward today. And so let's go ahead with Andrea and see what else. The Houthis.
Presumably, Deputy Secretary Lando would step up to the daily management here at State. Is this a temporary?
The Secretary Rubio is a very involved, energetic man. Many of you have traveled with him. You see what he's capable of. The American people have seen it. And there's been no point where there is a question about whether or not he could do something or how is he going to manage it. So there's no question about that. But he's not a man who does things in a partial way. And he would not have accepted an assignment if he didn't think he could do it. And he's, of course, working both. With that said, I can tell you that the other leadership in this building, as a newbie to politics, are remarkable. And certainly Deputy Secretary Christopher Landau, never met him, never knew him, and he chairs certain meetings. You see him in the hallway. This is a man with an extraordinary experience, cares about the individual, has a terrific sense of humor, it asks all kinds of questions, and is one of the most transparent people I've met. He's also very, very good at his job with the diplomatic aspect and moving policy forward. He's a remarkable person. And I think you will, whatever had happened today, you would see more of him. And there's dozens of people in a framework of leadership in this building that have made me comfortable to accept this job, to be in this job, to speak to you in this manner. And the Deputy Secretary is one of them, but there are dozens of others as well who
You see this
I
as
have
a
faith in.
Kissinger model, who is the only other president that I know of who has done both the State Department and.
Well, I guess we're going to have another one. All righty. Now, Matt, let's go. No, wait. You might.
Let them go.
Oh,
Because I don't think you're going to have anything to say. So,
Based on the insight that you have, do you have any indication when Secretary would have received the call from the president this morning, last night? Anything?
no, I can't reveal the nature of the details of any exchanges like that.